We now proceed to the conferral of honorary degrees. The highest degree in the Academy is the doctorate, a degree which designates that the recipient has completed a rigorous course of study, passed a stern set of examinations, and produced a major piece of original scholarship. Fulfilling these requirements demonstrates that the individual has enormous potential to improve and enrich the world. Upon occasion, universities also award honorary doctoral degrees. As difficult as academic doctoral degrees are to earn, honorary doctoral degrees are even more difficult. For honorary doctoral degrees are not awarded for demonstrating the potential to improve the world, but rather for actually improving it. As such, when a university gives an honorary degree, it is not giving an honor to someone, it is being honored by someone. It recognizes honor and virtue that already reside within the individual. Their presence honors us. 7 such individuals have been selected to receive honorary degrees in this year's class. We will now confer the degrees. The University of Notre Dame confers the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa on a courageous humanitarian and teacher. In 1993, amidst the horrific civil war in Burundi, she, a Tutsi, risked everything to shield her Hutu neighbors and their children from persecution. Forced to witness the massacre of her neighbors, she managed to save 25 children, and in that act of grace and mercy, a multinational house of peace was born. Over the past 20 years, Maison Shalom has cared for more than 50,000 children, offering them education, health care, economic empowerment, and hope for the future. Now in exile from her homeland for speaking out against the Burundian government, she created the Oasis of Peace in Rwanda, an organization caring for those across Africa's Great Lakes region impacted by the violence of war and the scourge of HIV/AIDS. Animated by her Catholic faith and the unshakable conviction that love always wins, she is a stalwart defender of human dignity and a tireless advocate for the voiceless. For her unwavering commitment to the marginalized and her radiant witness to the gospel of life, on Marguerite Barankitse, Rwanda, Mahama City. The University of Notre Dame confers the degree of Doctor of Engineering, honoris causa, on this granddaughter of Irish immigrants, whose family taught her the value of persistence, independence, and education. An alumna of Virginia Tech and MIT, she spent 25 years as a faculty member at her second alma mater, becoming a preeminent scholar of the physical world and a generous mentor, understanding the study of mechanics as a fundamental language bridging disparate fields of inquiry. A renowned authority on the mechanics of polymers and soft composites, she pioneered the modeling of those intricate hidden architectures with wide-ranging impacts from the safety of vehicles to the design of biomedical devices and implants. A recipient of many honors for her path-breaking scholarship, her scholarly brilliance heralds a storied legacy of academic stewardship. She became the first woman to serve as department head of mechanical engineering at MIT and dean of engineering and provost at Columbia University, expanding access to STEM fields and championing interdisciplinary efforts in every role. For her commitment to engineering for humanity, translating research into real-world solutions in service of the common good, and for her transformative leadership on Mary Cunningham Boyce, New York, New York. It is now my pleasure to welcome live from Cambridge, United Kingdom, Dr. Vittorio Montemaggi, Academic Director of Notre Dame London, and Mr. Joshua Copeland, Executive Director of Notre Dame London, to assist with presenting our next honorary degree. The University of Notre Dame confers the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, on a son of Dundalk, County Louth, Ireland, preeminent historian and prolific writer who has applied his considerable intellect to revitalizing understandings of the Catholic Church, grounding his work in the twin convictions that all human life matters and that it is both possible and important to tell the truth. A fellow of the British Academy, beloved professor and scholar at the University of Cambridge, and devoted fellow of Magdalen College, he has dedicated his scholarly career to excavating the lived experience of faith throughout the Middle Ages and the Reformation in England, dismantling popular understandings of a dying medieval church to reveal Catholicism at work as a vibrant cultural force animating the hearts of many. Beyond the lecture hall, he has served the Universal Church and the Holy See with distinction as a member of the Pontifical Committee for Historical Sciences and as a distinguished historian of the papacy. For his tireless work to give voice to the forgotten or misunderstood faithful of the past and to illuminate the Catholic tradition, and his commitment to cultivating the life of both mind and heart, on Eamon Duffy, Cambridge, United Kingdom. The University of Notre Dame confers the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, on a loyal son of Notre Dame, who as a tireless advocate for the common good, measures success by the flourishing of the families and the community he serves. With a law degree from the University of Virginia and an MBA from Harvard, he settled in South Bend with the great love of his life, his wife Carmi. He has led First Source Corporation for 5 decades, transforming it into the largest locally held financial institution in the region, one that has been recognized with numerous national awards. Together, he and Carmi raised 6 children while also lending their formidable talents and seemingly limitless energy to supporting economic development, healthcare, education, and the arts at the local, regional, and national levels. Whether serving as a director for the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago, accompanying the most vulnerable in our community, or embracing a newcomer to the South Bend community with his characteristic warmth and enthusiasm, he builds connections and brings his remarkable capacity to envision new possibilities to bear. For his visionary leadership, his faith-filled witness, and his lifelong dedication to being a force for good, on Christopher Joseph Murphy III, South Bend, Indiana. The University of Notre Dame confers the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa on a faithful servant of the Church who has devoted her life to a leadership of care. Through teaching and administration, she has answered Christ's call to live out abundant love for God and neighbor. Her wisdom, deep faith, and humility have been apparent throughout her ministry, in her work as a teacher and scholar, in her service with the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples, and now as President of the Pontifical Commission and Governorate of Vatican City State. Leading at the highest levels of the Vatican at the invitation of two popes, she is widely admired for her vision and sound judgment, becoming the first woman to serve in these key roles. Her deep commitment to the flourishing and well-being of all is reflected in her governance of the Vatican City State as its chief operating officer and as head of its legislative body. For her selfless devotion to the people of God and for her inspiring example of leadership, on Sister Raffaella Petrini, F.S.E, Vatican City State. The University of Notre Dame confers the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa on a visionary entrepreneur whose generosity is surpassed only by his humility. The eldest of 9 children, he was shaped by his family's deep Catholic faith and early lessons on the value of hard work. As he and his brother took a small beer distributorship in South Carolina and built it into a global enterprise, they transformed the landscape of food and beverage production and distribution. Ever mindful of those in need, he and his beloved wife, Anne, have generously shared their time, talent, and treasure to support innumerable causes, among them Northwestern Memorial Healthcare, the Anne and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago, and Ronald McDonald House of Charities. Having served for more than 2 decades as a member of Notre Dame's Board of Trustees, his impact on Our Lady's University is beyond measure, and he is greatly admired by all who know him for his wisdom, quiet strength, and kindness, for his transformative leadership and deep devotion to God, country, and Notre Dame. On J. Christopher Reyes, Hobe Sound, Florida. The University of Notre Dame confers the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa on a son of Michigan and the eldest of 13 children whose family taught him the value of keeping everybody in the tent. Through his prophetic ministry, Rooted in the Redemptorist commitment to care for the poor and vulnerable, he serves the Church with fortitude, humility, wisdom, and faithfulness. So much so that 3 popes have called on him to serve in important leadership roles. Pope Benedict XVI named him Secretary of the Congregation for Institutes of Consecrated Life and Societies of Apostolic Life, overseeing all religious orders around the world, and later, Archbishop of Indianapolis. Pope Francis elevated him to the College of Cardinals and appointed him Archbishop of Newark. And today, he is a trusted advisor to Pope Leo XIV, for he embodies the first American Pope's vision of a church that builds bridges, dialogue, and is always open to welcome. Whether accompanying the faithful in Detroit, Chicago, Rome, Indianapolis, or Newark, he proclaims the good news of the gospel fearlessly, safeguarding the dignity of all and serving the common good. For his commitment to justice and to shepherding all people on the pilgrimage toward salvation, on Joseph William Cardinal Tobin, C.Ss.R., Newark, New Jersey.